So we've talked about the Maulers, we've talked about the Graveborn. We got to go to one of my favorite factions from AFK Arena days, and that is the Lightbearers. They have some of the best support heroes in the game. They have some of the best damage dealers in the game, and we're going to talk about probably like the top 3 heroes from this faction because, well, they're really good, and you're probably going to use them for quite a while. One of them might drop off in the end game, but early game, he is absolutely huge. Hopefully you guys enjoy this, and make sure you guys take 1 second, hit that subscribe button. I think only like 25% of you guys that are watching this right now are subscribed, so if you haven't done it just yet, hit that subscribe button. Let's jump right into it. So the Lightbearers, if you guys ever watched our old school AFK Arena content, you guys know we literally made a light meme team where all we built were Lightbearers and Celestials because that was our meme. Now, when it comes to Lightbearers, I think there's one support hero especially that stands out from the rest, and is going to be a hero you use from day 1 on your account all the way to the end game. Now, he's not going to be used in every single game mode, but some of the most important ones are going to be used by Rowan. Rowan, we made a whole video dedicated just to this hero. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you guys go and see why you need Rowan, but his abilities are absolutely amazing. He's one of the few heroes that automatically can feed energy to heroes around him, which is amazing, and his Fatal Greed is one of them right here. So Rowan moves 1 tile and throws coins upon reaching the destination, providing surrounding enemies within 2 tiles with 250 energy. That can go all the way up to 320 when you get him leveled up later on. This is amazing, but positioning does matter. You want to try to have your team as grouped up as possible for this, because like I said, if he moves that 1 tile away and your ranged units are too far back and he moves up towards your melee units, he's not going to be feeding energy to your ranged units. So positioning on Rowan is very important. Not only does he feed energy, but his smart stall also lets him place 2 health potions on his trolley when the battle starts. These will heal 2 allies with HP ratio below 50% automatically, and uses a potion to heal them for 40% of their max HP up to 800% of Rowan's attack. Each ally can only use 1 of these healing potions per 6 seconds. So if you only have 1 tank in the front row that needs it, he's not gonna like spam use it. It's gonna be every 6 seconds. Also, when it does get up to level 3, and another reason why getting more copies of Rowan and getting him to a higher tier is very strong, Rowan also places an energy potion at the beginning of the battle. He automatically uses the potion to recover 400 energy when the energy of an ally within 2 tiles of him exceeds 600. So that means he's going to get to his ultimate skill much faster. And then of course, you know, the health potions can go up to a higher amount. Quack Waltz. So this is when Rowan calls on Branduck, that's the little duck kind of chilling here, to attack the enemy, dealing damage and absorbing energy from that enemy, which is really cool. Level 2 says if all health potions have been used up, instead of that bird going to attack, he's instead going to replenish health potions, but it can only happen every 3 times that the bird attacks. So it can't like constantly replenish the potion. It's just as fast as that bird hits. Once you get a certain number of copies, you will unlock Hero Focus. Rowan increases his haste by 7 during the battle. That's going to mean the bird attacks faster, which means you can replenish your potions much faster. His haste is increased by an extra 6 until he replenishes a health potion, which again just synergizes very well. Further on, when you level him further up, great bargain. Once per battle after selling 3 health potions, Rowan places a super potion, giving a ton of extra healing, and beyond that, permanently increasing that target's defense of magic and physical. Really strong. And then finally, Enhanced Force. Rowan places 1 extra health potion at the beginning of battle. That's just absolutely amazing. This is why he's like one of the best supporters in the game. Not necessarily healers, but when it comes to pure support, he's amazing. You usually want to pair him with a full-powered healer like Haywin or Smokey or something like that, because he doesn't have necessarily the best healing power, but he does have some healing attached to God tier energy feeding. So really good. The only other legend hero, S level hero that I'm going to talk about is Vala, and Vala is on the first ever banner that we've received in the game. She is absolutely absolutely amazing. There's even a hero trailer if you guys want to check out my reaction to them. Those are there as well. It says when Vala casts a skill at an empty tile, she jumps to the tile and switches to the Sky Blaster mode. So she is a ranged unit when she starts the battle. However, if she does cast it on an empty tile and not on an enemy, she will go into a melee mode and jump to the other side of the battlefield. She does prioritize shooting the marked enemy, and it does a ton of damage as well as stun them. When Vala casts a skill at an enemy, she switches to the sword mode and she rushes to slash the target, dealing 420% true damage, getting past defenses, and all her normal attacks become melee. In auto battle mode, Vala switches to the sword mode and prioritizes the marked target if their HP ratio is lower than 50%. Otherwise, she switches to her Sky Blaster mode and shoots the enemy from a safe distance. This ability is really awesome. A lot of times this is a one-hit KO depending on if she's going after like a squishy healer on the back row. Very, very good at thinning out the back row of enemies. Notice beforehand, Vala sends a notice to mark the farthest enemy when the battle starts. Now remember, this is the mark that the ultimate skill is talking about that she's going to be prioritizing. So you're going against the furthest back enemy. If you're facing a Vala in combat, make sure you're not putting one of your weakest targets in the back. You might want to put one of your tankier heroes in the back for this mark to go on. She attacks the noticed enemy in priority, absorbing energy for each hit. That's why whoever is marked rarely gets an ultimate off. So this is another great skill for her to take away an ultimate from the enemy team. When the noticed enemy is defeated, Vala sends the notice beforehand to the furthest enemy, and if she's in Sky Blaster mode, or to the nearest enemy if she's in sword mode, and then as it goes higher, she absorbs more energy. Checkmate. In Sky Blaster mode, which is her gun mode there, Vala shoots an exclusive anti-static bullet, dealing damage to an enemy and reducing their haste. In sword mode, she launches 3 consecutive slashes that you see right here, each dealing 100% damage and stunning the target for 1 second. When you do get enough copies of Vala increases her attack by 9% during the battle. She also gains an extra 3% attack for every time a non-summon enemy is defeated, so she just starts ramping up from there on. Night maneuver. When a marked enemy is defeated, Vala hides in the darkness and can only be targeted after all other allies have been defeated, increasing her movement and haste. So this is really, really cool because it just gives her some more survivability. And enhanced force, Vala's damage dealt to marked enemies is increased by 10%. Really, really strong. Those are really the only two that I enjoy using from the S level of them. There is one hero I do want to mention that you're probably going to want to use in the early game. He does fall off in the later game, but he is one of those really awesome hybrid tanks and healers, supporters that you can run on your team. So if you have like a Thorin as your main tank, Lucius is a good secondary hero, especially paired with Rowan, because between Rowan and Lucius, there's a decent amount of healing and shielding going on in the battlefield, and you don't need a pure healer. Divine Light Aegis. This is his really awesome heal. He selects a tile and grants allies in an AoE section a shield, which is really, really strong. Divine Bash, he will knock an enemy back 1 tile and gain a shield as well. When gaining a shield, Lucius uses healing power to restore HP equal to a certain percentage to the one weakest ally. So that is really nice heal as well. His hero focus increases the healing during battle. His Righteous Fury shoots Divine Light to a 3 tile wide and 4 tile length frontal area, dealing damage to all enemies and reducing their attack, which does good survivability tools. And then of course at level 2, each enemy hit grants 3% shield as well. And his enhanced force, the number of allies healed by Divine Light Blessing is increased to 1. So that is really, really awesome. He has some healing, he has some shielding. Very, very good. We're going to take a quick look of all of these heroes in combat right now so I can show you guys a couple of the things we are talking about. So pretty much this is the team we've been using anyway. So you'll notice this little mark over the head of the enemy. That is Vala. Vala is essentially targeting, doesn't matter kind of where you put her, essentially. Well, actually, sorry, it does matter, because essentially the furthest target from her is the one that gets lit up. So you can see if I put it here, it goes to this target. If I put it on this side, it goes to that target. So it does depend on how far they are away. Not simply the furthest back unit in combat, but the furthest from her tile-wise. Lucius, we're going to be putting behind our main tank because we don't want him taking the initial hits. We want him to be able to heal and everything. And then Rowan is going to be put somewhere in the middle. In reality, I kind of like putting my range units a little closer just so they guarantee the heal. So let's jump into combat, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what's going on here. We're going to slow it down. We'll let Thorin get his ultimate off if possible. Rowan, so this is where you can see he can move, but remember, only heroes within 2 tiles can get his effect. So what we're going to do is right here, and you can see that AoE, it will hit everybody right there. And then that'll lets them do some really good things to just have really good targeting on all this. And then let's go to Vala here. So Vala, you're going to see, we're going to go for a squishy target. Boom, she jumps over, she does a really big hit. And then Lucius has this really nice healing type ability. You can select where it wants to go, and it's going to shield everybody in that area. So you can see these heroes are really, really awesome, especially when teamed up, all 3 of them. This is usually the team I like going with here. Maybe dropping Odie for a Celestial or Hypogen like Reiner. So that is kind of where we are at. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Lightbearers are really, really awesome, especially in the early game with Lucius. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any other Lightbearers you like to use, leave a comment down below. And guys, remember, only 25% of you guys actually have hit that subscribe button just yet. Let's get to 8,000 and even higher subscriber count. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'm hyped for global launch. Hopefully you guys are too, and I'll see you guys next time.